So the AI world just flipped the table again. Tonight, open source models beating giants, billion-dollar data centers, brutal AI layoffs, and regulators admitting they can't keep up. Stick around. Let's start with Google's Gemma 4. It's released under a full Apache 2.0 open source license. Google took tech built on the same research as its premium Gemini 3 models and said, run this yourself, keep the weights, use it commercially. That's a huge break from their old licenses. Gemma 4 is a family. Tiny E2B and E4B versions run multimodal on phones and Raspberry Pis. Larger 26 billion and 31 billion parameter versions fit on a single H100 GPU or a beefy workstation. Google says the biggest 31 billion model is ranked number 3 among all open models on the Arena leaderboard. And the 26 BMOE is number 6, despite being far smaller than rivals. Two big shifts. First, open versus closed. You can now run frontier-class AI on your own hardware. Second, edge versus data center. Smaller variants run offline on consumer devices with 128,000 token contexts. Larger ones push to 256,000 tokens. This collapses the old hierarchy, where serious AI meant closed and cloud only. Google keeps Gemini as the locked factory, but hands you Gemma as a toolkit for your own agents and coders. And Gemma 4 ships with agentic features baked in. Now, if Gemma says open models can be serious, Alibaba's Qwen3.6-Plus says openish models can run agents end-to-end. It's optimized for what they call the capability loop. Perceive, reason, act. It reads an entire codebase, plans changes, executes them, and iteratively fixes its work. Headline stats, 1 million token context window by default, enough for whole repositories. On Terminal Bench 2.0 for agentic coding, it scores 61.6%, taking number 1, edging out Claude Opus. On AIME Math and SWE Bench, it's in the frontier. What makes it different? Alibaba wired it directly into its enterprise stack, Wukong, an AI-native platform for multi-agent workflows, and Qwen app. They pitch it as the brain of fleets of bots, filing tickets, editing code, reading PDFs. Tooling is pragmatic. Alibaba Cloud's Model Studio, Qwen Chat, and compatibility with OpenClaw, Claude Code, Klein via Anthropic's API. There's even a preserve thinking parameter so agents keep internal reasoning across turns. Qwen3.6-Plus is like a junior developer inside your repo. Reads all files, tracks state over hundreds of thousands of tokens, plans multi-step fixes, executes them with memory. Now zoom out to the physical side. Chips, data centers, power. France's Mistral AI raised $830 million in debt to buy 13,800 NVIDIA chips and build a massive data center outside Paris. Debt, not equity. Mistral is acting like an infrastructure company. The facility in Bruyères-le-Châtel will host NVIDIA GB300 class GPUs. Live in Q2 2026. Mistral targets 200 megawatts of AI compute across Europe by 2027. A 7-bank consortium structured the debt. European finance underwriting sovereign AI. Europe is saying, done renting intelligence from American hyperscalers. Mistral already sells to European governments and the French military. Owning its own GPU stack means workloads don't route through AWS or Azure. Mistral wants to become Europe's answer to AI plus cloud end-to-end. Now the part nobody likes. Who pays? Oracle has begun cutting thousands of jobs globally. Analysts estimate 20,000 to 30,000 roles. The purpose, per TD Cowen, is to free up $8 to $10 billion in cash flow to fund AI data center expansion. Oracle has already raised $45 to $58 billion in debt and equity in 2026 alone for AI infrastructure. plus a prior $50 billion plan, and has a reported $300 billion contracted revenue backlog tied partly to its OpenAI deal. Investor concern over its balance sheet led to layoffs as the blunt tool. Contrast with Mistral. Mistral adds capacity with debt. Oracle adds capacity while ripping out headcount. Same direction. Different social story. For Oracle employees, the message is brutal. Fewer humans to afford more GPUs. This is a template. If AI infrastructure is the new railroads, big enterprises will redirect OPEX to CAPEX for compute, meaning layoffs, divestments, price hikes. The AI boom stops being abstract when more AI is funded by fewer people. Models are getting cheaper per unit of intelligence, but total demand is ramping faster. Oracle bets that owning AI data centers will be like owning oil fields. Whether that pays off for workers is another question. Now, for something more fun, NVIDIA quietly wiring itself deeper into the hardware stack. NVIDIA invested $2 billion into Marvell technology in a strategic partnership built on a new rack-scale platform called NVLink Fusion. NVIDIA says, "We don't just want to sell you GPUs, we want to own the plumbing of your entire AI data center." Marvell brings custom XPS, high-speed networking, and silicon photonics. NVIDIA brings GPUs, Vera CPUs, Connect X NICs, Bluefield DPUs, Spectrum X switches, and the NVLink Fusion interconnect, turning a rack into a single giant AI motherboard. The $2 billion is headline news, but the real story is strategic lock-in. NVIDIA makes it easier for cloud providers, telecoms, and hyperscalers to just build everything the NVIDIA way, from GPUs to optical links. This targets AI factories and data centers and AI RAN for 5G/6G networks, turning entire networks into AI-optimized infrastructure. NVIDIA spends billions to ensure whichever side wins. European sovereign clouds, US hyperscalers, or telcos, they all buy into NVIDIA's vision of an AI rack. It's not just a chip race, it's an architecture race. Gemma, Qwen, Claude, GPT-5.x, none exist in a vacuum. They live on physical infrastructure choices. NVIDIA is trying to become the default hardware operating system for the AI era. If that works, most of the world's AI tokens will be minted on NVIDIA-shaped metal. Finally, back to money on the model side. Anthropic's planned IPO is shaping up to be one of the biggest tech listings ever. They target an October 2026 NASDAQ debut, raising more than $60 billion at a valuation between $400 and $500 billion. Their last private round in February 2026 raised $30 billion at a $380 billion valuation, second most valuable generative AI startup after OpenAI. In a few years, from zero to the second largest tech IPO in history, behind only SpaceX. The crazy part is the revenue curve. Anthropic's annualized revenue hit $19 billion by March 2026, up from $9 billion at the end of 2025 and about $1 billion in December 2024. A 10 times jump per year, 3 years in a row. No classic enterprise software company has ever scaled revenue at that speed. Line it up. Open models like Gemma 4 and agentic models like Qwen3.6-Plus make powerful AI accessible. Infrastructure bets like Mistral's data center and Oracle's job cut-funded pivot to AI cloud. And hovering over all of it, megalabs like Anthropic turn that capability into tens of billions in revenue. That's why Morgan Stanley warns about nonlinear AI breakthroughs in 2026. Compute, open models, and business models are all stacking at once. Anthropic's IPO signals that frontier AI is graduating from venture experiment to permanent fixture of the global economy. Once in public markets, the pressure to keep growing, faster models, more agents, deeper integration only intensifies. So when you put it all together, open models going frontier, agents that actually do things, an old guard companies firing people to buy GPS, NVIDIA wiring the AI motherboard of the internet, and frontier labs turning into half-trillion-dollar giants. It stops feeling like AI news and starts feeling like a new operating system for the whole economy. That's another week for the AI news. Don't forget to drop a like, let me know your take in the comments, and subscribe to catch the next AI news. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.